It's Friday, and you know what that means. Actually, you probably don't, because this is only episode number 2. But this is your weekly deep dive into tabletop gaming news and discussion, where I, Kurt, as your humble host, will rant about random things within tabletop gaming that come to mind, with no notes, no script, and no guardrails. It's just chaos and vibes over here. This is Between Turns. Hey, welcome back. So I think we have the audio issue fixed from last week's episode. Hopefully it sounds much better moving forward. Let me know if you have any issues. Starting on an upbeat note today, something I think excites us all. There were quite a few games either announced or are getting ready to start crowdfunding pretty soon. Definitely something I look forward to. I know the Brass Pittsburgh campaign preview went online. Blood Rage Valhalla is currently crowdfunding. Let's see, there's Galactic Cruise Achievements. That'll be hitting early September, I think it is. Wonderland's War, the dual version, that's supposed to be happening sometime in early September. Let's see, Super Boss Monster 2, super excited for that one. Marsh Hollow is coming to crowdfunding sometime in September as well. I came across this one on TikTok and Instagram a few days back. Absolutely love the art design. I cannot wait to back it and play it. It just looks like it's going to be a blast. Yeah, so I'm really excited for all of these games. I'm a little bit afraid for my poor wallet, which is already screaming after Gen Con. But let me know in the comments what games you're excited for, and if there's any I left off that I should definitely look into. I did post something earlier this week regarding games that have been on your shelf of shame for the longest. And those are the games that we've had sitting on the shelf and we haven't brought them out to play. Whether that's because we bought it thinking that the artwork was absolutely beautiful and truly judged a book by its cover, got into playing the game and realized that the mechanics just didn't vibe, or maybe it's one that we bought hoping that we'd have the right scenario and the right group of people to play with, and nothing has panned out since then to enable that to work. That's the case with mine. Tales from the Loop. Absolutely beautiful game. And I went so far as to buy an entire organizer kit that someone did the laser cutting with. So, yeah, inside the box, the entire game is laid out in a very pretty fashion. All of the art on it looks great. It's very nostalgic of this. Well, like Tales from the Loop as an IP in general, it's a very alternate 80s type of feel. Always looks like a great game. It's 2 to 5 players and 180 minutes. That is a big chunk of time, especially being as I have kids. Not very often I have 180 minutes that I can devote to anything in one straight session. And I have a feeling that the way that that game looks, I'd want to devote that much time. For those who don't know, my primary gaming partner is my wife. We both go to Geekway to the West every year and spend the entire weekend staring each other with a game in between us, usually deciding whether or not our marriage gets to continue based on certain games. No, in all honesty, it's a blast. It's time where we get to just relax and be together. And so every single time we pull out a game, we get to recreate those moments. So we play a lot. It's pretty common we play a game every night to 2 nights. And if we're not playing something, physically in board or card form, then we're usually sending moves back and forth to each other on like BGA, or one that's really fun for us a lot is either the digital version of Wingspan or the digital version of Arc Nova. And don't get me wrong, I'm definitely a purist when it comes to having the physical version of the board game. And there is just something about opening the box, pulling out the components, setting up the game and playing that feels almost meditative before you get ready to start playing. And those moments feel wonderful in so many ways. But there's also something to be said for taking what can be a 3-hour game like Arc Nova and being able to play an entire game in 30 to 45 minutes. I've enjoyed a lot more games of Arc Nova that way. A lot more. BGA, too, has been just a wonderful thing to be able to learn and whip out a random game digitally. And in a lot of cases, decide whether or not we want to move forward with buying it. Although, if I'm being completely honest, I don't know that I've ever relied on playing a game to determine whether or not it gets added to the collection. Say what you will about that. The comments are open below. Let me have it. I'm often guilty of buying a game on vibes alone. And most of the time it pans out. There are times, though, where I've bought a game based on vibes and it just doesn't hit for whatever reason. Mice and Mystics. And much as I want to love it, I've never been able to really get into it. I have tried so many times. I have lost count of the number of times I have attempted that game and just for whatever reason lost interest after 30 minutes to an hour of just trying to work our way through it. I don't know, something about it. But that is also another one of those titles that's on my shelf of shame. I guess one of these days I ought to actually talk about Gen Con. Let's do that. All right. My wife and I went to Gen Con. It was a blast. We had a wonderful time. We went for Saturday and Sunday. So far, my favorite moment was probably Saturday morning. We got there a couple hours before the vendor hall opened, and we were just waiting because I really wanted to make sure I got a copy of Lightning Train. Thankfully, I was able to get it. But I got a big kick out of the other people that were also there to get Lightning Train. And we all just basically became a big group, and we assigned numbers based on who was there first and what order they arrived. And every time new people would come up that were also getting Lightning Train, all right, your number is such and such. And everyone just fell in line. It was great. It was wonderful. And about as easy peasy as things could be. I'll always say Gen Con is the calmest version of a Black Friday-esque experience that you'll ever see. I mean, everyone's there to just have a good time and enjoy the things they love and hopefully walk out with a whole lot more of the things they love. Can't ask for a better vibe than that. The energy, absolutely electric. The conversations were great. The people were awesome. Yeah, so many games that I added to the collection. Um, I'm looking forward to reviewing all of them and having them up in content in the coming weeks, whether that's on TikTok or Instagram or even here on YouTube. But with that, I think that's where we're going to end our show for today. So I hope to see all of you next week when we take a break for that quiet moment between turns.